What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today I wanted to talk about Chet Holmgren. Wanted to talk about Chet because he made some headlines. He made his debut at the Pro-Am, the crossover. Played pretty well, had 35 points, 17 rebounds, 5 blocks. Did what he was supposed to do there. I mean, he looked like, a future pro, future top draft pick, and played like it. And so kind of wanted to give my thoughts on Chet and just kind of his game in general. Wanted to hear your guys' thoughts on his game. This isn't like an official scouting video or anything like that, but just kind of wanted to talk about Chet before he gets, his season started here at Gonzaga. So with that being said, let's get into it. Chet is someone who I like, and I'm going to be rooting for, when he gets to Gonzaga and he gets to the league eventually. I'm going to be supporting him for a number of reasons. One of the biggest reasons why is he's from Minnesota. Minnesota is a very, underrated state when it comes to hoopers. A lot of talent in the state of Minnesota, and just gotta, respect anyone who comes from that state and is making national headlines. And so we just saw Jalen Suggs be a lottery pick, top 5 pick, and I expect the same thing from Chet coming up here in less than a year. Another reason why I like Chet and support him is that he really is kind of like an underdog story in a sense. Coming into high school, the dude was not ranked like at all. I actually remember him getting dunked on at the state tournament, and everyone was just roasting the guy because he was so skinny and looked like he does now as a senior, except probably like 30-40 pounds less. Like, dude was just skin and bones. And so, like I said, I remember video of him kind of went viral around the area of him getting dunked on at the state tournament. And like I said, worked his way up from not being ranked, was a 2-star, then eventually I believe got put into like the top 50, and then it just kind of seemed like out of nowhere, all of a sudden he was considered like a top 5 prospect. And I remember him posting on like Twitter and stuff when he got his first like kind of like big D1 offers. Like, it was kind of like something you don't see top 5 players normally post on their Twitter, blessed to receive an offer from Iowa or Iowa State or whatever. And I remember Chet doing that. And so dude was a true underdog story, someone who definitely worked his way up throughout his high school career, going from like I said, unranked, getting dunked on, going viral for that at the state tournament, to someone who was possibly the number 1 player in his class, and potentially the number 1 overall pick in the draft next year. And so gotta support him, from Minnesota, and someone who's worked hard and worked his way up the rankings throughout his career. Now, looking at Chet in his game, he's got a very unique game, especially for someone of his size. Obviously, dude is very skilled. We've all seen him play, and he fits today's basketball very well. He's a 7-footer who is a pretty fluid athlete, moves pretty well for his size, but his versatility is kind of unmatched, especially at the high school level on both ends of the floor. Offensively, he's a 7-footer who can play around the basket, be a lob threat type guy, not someone necessarily who you're going to throw the ball into the post to, but he can sit in that dunker spot, catch lobs, catch dump offs, dunk them, things of that nature. But then he's also someone who's capable of stepping out to the 3-point line, knocking down catch and shoot threes, pick and pop threes, as well as someone who can put the ball on the floor and handle it very well for someone his size. Now, at the college and NBA level, is he going to be a small forward type player who's going to be handling the ball a ton? No, but he's going to be someone who could play, I guess, the 4 or the 5, and in pick and roll situations can catch it on a short roll, put the ball on the floor, and make plays for himself or others. And so his versatility on the offensive end of the floor fits today's NBA so well. Like I said, spacing the floor, put the ball on the floor, and just do a ton of different things on that end. On the defensive side of the ball, a player who, again, is very versatile, can be, someone who can protect the rim, one of the best shot blockers, in the country, should be that at Gonzaga this coming year, as well as someone who is, like I said, a decent enough athlete who can get onto the perimeter, contain switches, hopefully contain the ball pretty well, and at least hold his own versus guards. And so Chet is someone who is very versatile, fits today's NBA very well on both ends of the floor, and has, a ton of potential and only, room for him to get better. And so I decided to title the video the way I did because we all know the big weakness with Chet in his game, or I guess you could say his body, is that he still has to put on a ton of weight. I would guess at the moment right now Chet is probably like 7 foot, maybe 200 pounds we'll give him. And so that means he's still probably got another, 40, 50 pounds to put on till he's, truly able to bang with, some of the better big guys in today's NBA. But that's something that's gonna, happen over the course of his career. He's not gonna put on, 40, 50 pounds in an off season. It's gonna be, in increments. It's gonna be slow. I don't think anyone's gonna try and necessarily rush it, but it's something that's definitely possible. I mean, look at someone like Giannis, the way that he came into the league and where he's at now. That, transformation didn't happen overnight. It took, a good amount of time, and I think that, Chet can do something similar. He's done, a decent job, throughout his high school career in trying to put on weight, but, as someone myself who's tall and skinny, it happens really fast, and so it's hard to, keep up with your body growing at that rate, and he's, a lot taller than I ended up being, so I can only imagine, how, hard that is to try, like I said, keep, adding weight, while you're growing at that rate. And so did a decent job in our high school. He's going to have to, like I said, continue to develop throughout, college and in the NBA if he wants to put on that weight. I think it was a good idea on his part to go to Gonzaga. Obviously, his teammate, Jalen Suggs went to Gonzaga, and, I'm guessing Chet developed a good relationship with the coaching staff, liked the fit there. But I think it was also a good, decision on his part because of the conference that Gonzaga's in the WCC. He won't be facing, NBA level, power forwards and centers there. There's just not that type of competition there, compared to somewhere like the ACC or the Big Ten. And so I think it's good for him to go to there and not get, thrown totally into the fire. Allow him to still develop physically, allow him to develop his game, play on a good team, and, a team that's likely going to make a championship, run, and, develop his game overall. And I think he's got a good chance to be, a top pick in the draft, top 5, for sure. And, if he has a really special year, you could see him potentially being, the first overall pick in the draft. And so I think it was a good decision on his part. Like I said, still got to put on a weight, but I'm going to be rooting for him. A guy who is a true underdog story, someone who has worked, to be where he's at. And, I hope that he, continues to develop and can, reach his full potential. So leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Leave your thoughts on Chet. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll talk to you guys later.